I'm putting my extremely profoundly disabled 7-year-old into a residential facility, so I can forget he exists. I'm not sorry, I can't tell anyone this, even my therapist. Lambast me if you WANR, and maybe I even deserve it. I only ask what you would do if you were in my situation, not what you think people should do, what you would really do. I'm a single mom of 2 boys, 12 and 7. My husband passed away 3 years ago in a work accident. A very large portion of me believe it was a suicide. I can't see him ever making the mistake he made that caused his death, and he had taken an action just before that which ensured his co-workers weren't in the room. I fully believe he killed himself because of our younger son, and no one will ever change my mind. We were told when I was pregnant that he would have Down syndrome. We could handle that, even if it was severe. It turned out he has a chromosome deletion. His disorder is kind of rare, so I won't post which specific one, but suffice to say he'll never be anything more than he is now or has ever been. And what he is nothing. He doesn't appear to have any awareness and never has. His eyes are locked in one position. He doesn't respond to noise, touch, or pain. He is total care. He is capable of nothing. He is tube-fed and on oxygen. He is in diapers and will be forever. He makes no sounds, no attempts to communicate. He never even really cried as a baby. He has never made an attempt to interact with anyone or his environment. I'm not upset because I got a special needs/imperfect child. I feel the way I feel because this thing takes up 200% of my time and does nothing. I didn't get an imperfect child. I didn't get a child. I don't love him. He doesn't have any personality. There is nothing to love, and yet I'm responsible for him. In addition to his extreme delays, he's also medically fragile. Respiratory crises, fecal impactions, his autonomic nervous system doesn't function properly, issues with his G-tube, infections, pressure sores no matter what we put him on or how we position him. Our older son has suffered because his non-existent brother has colored everything in his life. He's had medical care get delayed because there's only one of me, and his brother is more critical. We do have a visiting home nurse, but only 20 HRS/week, and we aren't eligible for more. I was starting law school. I gave up my dreams and my plan for my children for this potato. My older son can't do a lot of things he wants to do because of the younger's need for care and appointments. The final straw was, I heard a sound. I went into younger son's room to check, thinking he had forgotten how to breathe again, and saw older son hitting him and screaming, "You're why I don't have a mother. You're why I don't have a father. You're why I can't have friends over. You're why I can't be in sports. I didn't ask for you, and I hope you die." Instead of being horrified, I watched, and younger son just did not react. No signs of pain or fear or upset. No reaction at all. He breathes, but he is not alive. He doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know who older son is. He has no sense of self, life experience, or awareness of his surroundings. He doesn't need to be in my home. He doesn't know or care where he is. He is genetically my son, but he is not family. My previously abused, brain-damaged cat who can't walk straight has more personality and is far more lovable than my child. In fact, I was looking forward to raising a Downs baby, even one with severe impairments. For that reason, with disability can come gifts. This boy is not a gift. He is a genetic mistake. I probably should have miscarried and would have definitely terminated if I'd known he would be like this. And the flip side is, if he has awareness, he's miserable, and there is nothing I can do. If he has likes and dislikes, no one knows what they are. If he is in pain, he can't tell anyone. If he wants anything, he can't communicate. He's had every imaginable therapy. Nothing has made a difference. And so he's leaving our home on the 29th. I feel excited and relieved and then guilty because I know we'll be happier with him gone. He's already taken my husband and my son's father. He was working so much ought to pay for the cucumber's care. For the experimental therapies insurance wouldn't cover, because this one was going to be the breakthrough. He was tired and defeated and disappointed. He sought counseling as well, but I don't think he could ever say the words "I don't want my son in my home" either. He's ruined my older son. I was so wrapped up on the younger I never realized how ignored and damaged he was. He lost his father too. I didn't just lose my husband. He is my priority now, and this malignant lump can be someone else's problem. At least they'll be paid a wage to care for him. At least they'll get a break from him when they punch out. I just want to never think of him again, and I'm not sorry, and for that, I'm sorry. Thanks for reading. Edit. Thanks/you/Picaniques for calling me a liar. Are you a medical doctor? If your Google foo was any good, you would have stumbled on 3P mosaic deletion duplication syndrome. That is the disorder my son has. I've basically identified myself by posting that. But hey, it's better than the PMS telling me to kill myself. If you look at the features of 3P deletion syndromes, asterisk, they look like Downs asterisk. My insurance didn't cover AFP testing, which would have told us it wasn't Downs. And I didn't think we needed it. I had a regular ultrasound and a 3D, both DRS, where 99% sure it was Downs. This post was absolutely not fiction. Instead, the mods and especially /you/Picaniques just decided it was. If anyone would like, I'll dox myself. You can see my ad to verify my name, my marriage license, and my husband's death certificate. I will then link you to the news article of the freak industrial accident that ended his life, so you can see it's the same person. As for not choosing hospice for my son, I can't. About a year ago, I myself was hospitalized with severe depression and CPTSD. There is proof of that too. During that time, my late husband's mother petitioned to get control as my son's medical proxy and got it. I'm fighting it, but it's a long, complicated process. There are competency hearings, there are statements from doctors and evaluations. Unless she opts hospice, which she refuses, I cannot decide that. I have custody, I cannot make medical decisions. She agreed to residential care, which I feel is the second best option, so he's going into residential care. As for mistaking a child choking with hitting, I was downstairs. I couldn't hear what my older son was saying. I only knew he was speaking. Go punch a blanket or IDK a person with weak muscle tone. Then ask said person with weak muscle tone to cough. They don't cough normally/forcefully. It's more a strong puff, similar to, again, IDK, a muted punch. When you're used to jumping at every strange sound, it's difficult to discern what's what sometimes. So, /you/Picaniques. Anything else you'd like to know? Care to admit I asterisk just might be asterisk telling the truth? There were identified details I left out, but guess why? I'll need them. I stole $17,000 from my elderly neighbor's home after she died. When I was 16, I moved into a new house with my mom. While we were moving in, we met our neighbor. She was a 92-year-old widow. My mom became friends with her and learned that she didn't have any family or friends left. We felt sorry for her, so we would go over and have dinner with her a couple times a week. I would also do yard work and stuff around the house for her. After several months, she gave me a key to her house because I would check on her and help her out with stuff. She would occasionally pay me for big jobs I did for her, like cleaning her gutters or her garage. When she did, she would always go into her bedroom and come out with crisp $20 bills. About a year and a half after we moved in, I went into her home one morning to check on her and found her unresponsive. I called 911 and waited for the first responders. While I waited, I remembered the money, so I quickly went into her bedroom to look around before the medics got there. I found it in a tote bag stuffed in her dresser. There was over $17,000 in cash in there. I quickly took the bag next door to my house and put it in the back of my closet. I was still in high school, so I couldn't make any big purchases or my mom would get suspicious. So I just left it alone until I went to college about 6 months later. We never found any relatives. My mom was able to track down a few former co-workers, but they didn't seem to care. We had her cremated as she wished, and my mom keeps her ashes at our house. I spent the money on a new computer and a bicycle. I slowly deposited the rest into my bank account over the course of a year because I didn't want the bank to inform the heirs. I've never told anyone about this. I took $30 out of my colleague's farewell gift contribution when I found out she blocked me on Facebook. So I 22F work at a big law firm as a paralegal. My colleague 30F is also a paralegal. We've both been working there for 2 years. She can be dramatic and gossip why, but other than that she's good at what she does. She started treating me different ever since my proposal to go part-time got accepted by the executive due to studies. A lawyer that I'm close with even told me that my colleague said that I suck up to the lawyer's IDK. How true this is. Maybe it was just a misunderstanding. I'm just kind to everyone. So she got accepted in a different job last week, and she'll be leaving soon. We're all contributing to get her a farewell gift, and she really wants this expensive makeup set from Sephora. She can't afford expensive makeup because she lives paycheck to paycheck. Well, this week I found out that she blocked me on Facebook for no apparent reason. I thought two can play at that game. The next day at work. I took back my $30 contribution towards her gift and we're now short on her makeup set. Nobody knows how much I donated because I'm the one who is in charge of counting the money and collecting donations. Hey Kate, you're getting a gift card to a department store instead. Edit. I took my own $30 contribution back which I donated in the first place. Yes, I know it's better to kill with kindness, but I'm not going to put my own hard-earned money to reward someone who attempted to destroy my image in a field which I will be potentially working in. Enjoy the petty confession. I told my school my mom died in Afghanistan. She then did a surprise visit on leave to the school. Backstory to this: my parents split up weeks before she was deployed back in 2004. I at the time blamed her based on her actions following the family breakup. She even remarried before she left the States. I refused to talk to her. I was 11 at the time. I was so angry I eventually started telling people in my school my mom died. It was mainly in response to people asking me of my personal life and what my mother does. It was a very social part of growing up when people start inquiring about you. Anyways, fast forward to her coming home for 2 weeks. She showed up to my school. Keep in mind I was attending therapy during this time provided by the school and the counselor is who arranged the visit. She did a small speech to my class answering vague questions about the military and her involvement. It was my school's way of dealing with 9/11s, boosting the approval of military personnel, making it more of the norm. Mid-speech a fellow student raises her hand and straight up says, "Your son told me you died." The room was so silent. I never felt so small. She hesitated and followed with a nervous laugh saying, "Obviously that's not true," transitioning into more answers not involving my terrible decision. To this day we never spoke about it.